Election Day 2022 is officially here.
We'll have team coverage of everything you need to know to get to the polls so you can vote with confidence.
We're breaking down any changes to your polling location, plus what's on your ballot. It's all in our Channel 3000 Voter Information Guide.
Polls open in exactly 1 hour across the state of Wisconsin. We're live with the City of Madison Clerk's office in just a moment.
You know what I'm looking forward to after today?
What's that, Chris?
No more text messages.
How about those political ads, huh?
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I got 5 or 6 of them a day.
Inundated. But
Yeah,
it's about to come to an end, folks, because today's the day.
This is it. All the rhetoric, all the campaigning, all the back and forth, the attacks, the commercials, it all comes to an end today. We are getting you ready so you can get out there and cast your vote for the midterms.
We are your home for election 2022, making sure you have everything you need to get out and have your voice heard.
So let's start with any impact on the drive to the polls today. Meteorologist Chris Reese keeping an eye on your first warn traffic and weather. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, good morning. I'll tell you the weather on your side today when it comes to getting out and about. No major issues are expected. Really, no issues are expected. It is a little cooler. It is a little cooler. There we go. Temperatures are hovering into the mid and upper 30s for us this morning. Watertown, the warmest spot at 41. Boscobel, the coldest at 30 this morning. But here's the election day forecast. We stay dry. Temperatures in the 30s this morning. Warm up to 53 this afternoon, and we will start to see more cloud cover, especially into the afternoon. By the time polls close around 8 o'clock, temperatures are back down into the 40s. So if you're going to the line a little bit late, just in case that line is outside, yeah, you might want a little bit of a jacket or a hoodie, but otherwise things are going to be just fine for you.
Okay, Chris Reese with that first warn weather. We appreciate it.
Polls open in less than an hour, folks, right at 7 a.m.
Yep, Josh Bryder live in downtown Madison with what you need to know if you're heading out to vote. Good morning, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, under an hour now when polls opening across Wisconsin. We're live outside the Madison Municipal Building with all of your last-minute voter information that you need today. And this morning we've got Jim Verbick, the Deputy Clerk with the City of Madison Clerk's Office. Jim, we made it. Election Day is here.
We did. Good morning. Happy Election Day.
Yeah, happy Election Day. So, you know, we've been talking a little bit about this election turnout. How is it looking so far? And I know the absentees obviously play a role in that too.
It is. We definitely have a lot of absentees compared to pre-pandemic. Starting to come down from pandemic levels. We're seeing more people feel free to come to our in-person absentee voting sites, as well as hopefully we'll see a lot of people today at our polling places.
And as far as those absentee ballots go, do you expect some of those to be turned in today as well?
Yeah, we expect them to start coming in through the mail today still, as well as people can drop them off at their polling place before the polls close at 8.
You know, I know this was kind of a hot button issue, the ballot boxes. Do you think that impacted turnout numbers at all this year, or do you think people are still getting their vote in?
I don't think it impacted too much. I know we have a lot of people who are hesitant to put it in the mail, but we allowed people to drop it off at the in-person absentee voting site. So I think a lot of people took advantage of that once they became active.
You know, what are the biggest issues that you see at polling places? You know, what do people need to know to, you know, feel ensured that things are going to be going smoothly today?
Sure. People just need to make sure that they're registered. You can always check that ahead of visiting your polling place by going to the My Vote website. And Wisconsin's a same-day voter registration, so even if you're not registered, you can bring a proof of residence and show up, and we can get you registered. As long as you're in line or starting the process for registration by 8 p.m., you can still vote. And then people should make sure they bring their voter IDs to the polls. And if they don't, they have until 4 p.m. on Friday to bring it to us, and they just cast a provisional ballot at the polling place.
Yeah, plenty of time to get out. 13 hours today, and you kind of mentioned to me earlier that 4 to 7 o'clock, that's kind of the busy time, the after work crowd, right?
Yep.
All right, very good. Well, Jim, thank you so much. We appreciate your time this morning. Good luck with everything today.
Thank you so much.
Of course, we've got all of this up on channel3000.com, guys. We'll have a lot more information throughout the morning. Coming up at 6:30, we're going to be speaking to the Dane County clerk as well. So we'll hear a little bit more about how the county is working this morning, guys.
All right. Josh Bryder reporting live downtown. Thanks, Josh.
Before you head out, you can check out what races and which candidates are on your ballot today.
Our Shane Hogan is here now with how we're making it really easy for you to know everything you need to know.
That's exactly right, Chris. Very easy indeed. We're going to start with the tool that you need, the place you'll find all the information. That is our voter information guide here on channel3000.com. That's where you will find who is on your ballot and what is on your ballot. So you're going to scroll down and you can see, you can go through statewide races like governor and attorney general. You can also find congressional races for your district. So if you're in the 2nd district here, you can find Mark Pocan versus Eric Olson, for instance. And under the same tab, you can find the referendum questions for your municipality, such as public school referendums and other county questions. Now, this voter information guide has everything you need to make it to the polls informed and ready to vote. And coming up in the next half hour, we'll break down some other resources for you here that we have, including how to find that polling location. Especially important this year because many of those have changed since the last election.
I was just perusing our website. This is so helpful. Everything you need to know in one spot. Shane Hogan breaking it down for us this morning. Thank you, Shane.
We also want to make sure that you know what to bring with you today.
Yes, you need some type of voter ID to be able to cast your ballot here in Wisconsin. Here's a list of some of the most common ones. Of course, a Wisconsin driver's license, a U.S. passport. For your college student, a campus-issued ID card. That needs to have an issue date and a student's signature. All of these options need to have an expiration date within the last 2 years or later.
How about registering to vote? You can still do it today in person, but you need those documents to prove your residency. All the above options count as proof of residency. Utility bill, credit card bill, bank stub, things like that. So those and other resources, all that information available too at channel3000.com. Lots of stipulations and requirements on both those rules. So we want to remind you that you can head over to channel3000.com/elections to find all the information for voting today. That's what we're here for, folks, to answer your questions and to make sure you have all the information you need to vote. Everything you need right here, again, on our website.
We are talking with political scientists this morning on Election Day outcomes and the possibility for a GOP supermajority here in Wisconsin. Essentially, that means if enough Republicans win their races, the state legislature would have enough votes to override a governor's veto. If Governor Evers wins re-election, that would severely impact his ability to influence legislation in the state. He's used his veto power quite frequently against the Republican-controlled legislature during his tenure.
If you have a Republican governor and you have a Republican, a landslide Republican legislature, that creates a situation where Republicans have an incredibly free hand to do pretty much anything they want to do.
We asked what types of changes we could expect to see in Wisconsin law if the GOP does gain that supermajority. Hear that answer coming up in our next half hour.
Every campaign faces difficult choices from time to time. When to spend money and when to pull back.
That's the case for Democrats in western Wisconsin, where national funding to support Brad Pfaff's congressional run is all dried up. Political reporter Will Keneally has more on the state's most competitive House race this election.
It's like a fascinating study in how the incentives for the House of Representatives are different than the incentives for the state of Wisconsin.
For Democrats, you could try to win the House,
but that could come at quite a cost for Democrats in the state of Wisconsin.
The 3rd Congressional District is Wisconsin's most competitive House race this year, but it is likely flipping to the Republicans after 2 decades under Democrat Ron Kind. Forecasting site 538 predicts Republican Derek Van Orden to win the seat, likely by 5 percentage points. And because of that, national spending on the 3rd CD race moved on elsewhere this fall.
I think the real giveaway here was that the House Majority PAC pulled its advertising purchase. And they're going to make highly strategic decisions regarding where they think their resources are best used.
For Democrats looking to win back the House, there are closer races to spend their money on.
I don't think the grassroots here in the 3rd CD was really expecting like a ton of support. Well, of course, we would love help from the national stuff. We also weren't expecting it, so it's not like we're discouraged not to have it.
The chair of the La Crosse County Democrats says they do get some local help, though.
We're really the only purple district. And so in that sense, the state party really does focus a lot of time and energy on the 3rd CD.
And that's important for Democrats. Chergosky points out that western Wisconsin is a swingy part of the state. This could impact statewide races.
If Democrats are not turning out the vote in western Wisconsin, then that could have really important implications for the outcomes of the race for governor and Senate.
That was Will Keneally reporting for us. The 3rd District could be a key indicator today. Even a close win for Republicans in the 3rd could point to better news for Democrats statewide. Our Campaign 2022 coverage continues after the break.
UW political science professor Mike Wagner will be back with us with some analysis and context. He's in studio with his take on what we'll see today, coming up in 10 minutes.
A live look now at the state capitol, where today's results could impact the makeup of Wisconsin government. Keep it here all morning long for updates to lines at the polls, who's on your ballot, and more.
And Lake Monona makeover. The teams competing share their designs.
With Pick and Save delivery, it's easy to get your special holiday foods brought right to your door. And that's music to your ears. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. So join us on air, online, and in your village.
and take time for kids.
A 12-year-old girl can't legally drive a car. At 12, she can't even vote. But if this little girl were tragically raped or a victim of incest and became pregnant, radical Tim Michaels would force her to deliver the baby. He said it's, quote, not unreasonable for the state government to mandate rape victims to give birth. Would it be unreasonable if he were forcing this on you? Let him know on Election Day.
Okay, are we gonna fit? There we go.
At American Family Insurance, we're here to carefully protect your dreams.
All right, open your eyes. Welcome home.
All right, we'll see you later. Save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto insurance today. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
Ho, ho, ho. It's Santa. We got a problem.
Furniture and Flooring has a question for you. Do you have a hard time sleeping comfortably through the night? Is your mattress 10 years old or even older? Chances are you're due for a new one. Mattress technology has changed a lot in the last 10 years. Our experienced staff will help you find the right style, construction, and firmness that will give you years of sleeping comfort. And remember, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. With delivery and disposal of your old set, we make it easy to have the bed of your dreams at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
Keep your holidays in sync with free pickup on all your fresh favorites from Pick and Save. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
All right, we're back here at 6:12. Let's get some more expert analysis on just what's at stake today.
Professor Mike Wagner with UW's School of Journalism and Mass Communication, of which I am a massive fan as an alum. We trust everything you tell us, Mike.
Well, your loss.
Hey, I want to start talking about we have several statewide races. What is the possibility that some of these go one way and the others go the other way? Like Mandela Barnes gets in, but Tim Michaels gets the governor's race. What do you think?
It's possible. In the last midterm, we saw quite a fair number of voters who voted for Tammy Baldwin in the Senate race and Scott Walker in the governor's race. So there's 6 to 9% of voters who may split their ticket. And in these races where we're going to have something between 1 and 2%, that could make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that you have looked at extensively. So tell us about that. Tell us about the process, and because this could come down to just a small percentage of voters that are going to make a big difference.
That's right, and there's a very small subset of voters who have very heterogeneous information networks, which is to say...
You're using some big words.
Yeah, exactly. It's early in the morning. What it means is, like, conservatives who talk to liberals, liberals who talk to conservatives, or who watch news that's from the other ideological point of view. Not a lot of people do that, but those who do are 50% likely to split their ticket when they vote. So these are the folks that are probably going to decide some of these very close elections.
I have to ask about polling. The last couple of elections, we've seen the polling miss, maybe not significantly, but certainly miss here in Wisconsin.
Favoring GOP candidates.
Yes. What do you think is going to be the outcome?
Yeah, there's been undercounting of Republican votes in the last few elections here in Wisconsin. The question is now, will we see that again, or will we see an underestimation of Democratic votes based on the excitement some Democrats have about the abortion decision? It could go either way.
A lot at stake. All right. Mike Wagner breaking it down for us. Thanks, Mike. We'll talk to you again here in about 30 minutes.
We appreciate your time. Hey, keep it here on News 3 Now and over on channel3000.com. Today, we're bringing you wall-to-wall coverage with real-time updates from the polls and results as soon as we get them in. We are your home for campaign and election day 2022.
All right, let's check in with your first warn certified most accurate forecast. Chris Reese in this morning with 3 things to know. Hey, Chris.
Hey, lots of sunshine this morning, but I want to tell you, you'll notice those clouds on the increase, especially as we begin to move towards the afternoon and evening today. Now, that being said, temperatures are on the increase as well. We're talking a midweek run at 70. This is after being only in the 50s for those highs today. Winter is coming in right after that, and it comes in rather quickly as well. Clicker's not wanting to work, so let me step off. Let's get that back together for us. But I'll tell you, your election day, I am not seeing any big concerns when it comes to your election day forecast at all. Things are going to be all smooth for us. Clicker, will you do it? We're working on it here. There we go. There we go. So here's a live look outside right now. The temperature's at 37 degrees. Winds are out of the east and northeast at about 5 miles per hour. A little wind chill down at 33. But those temperatures in the 30s, that's what we're going to contend with as the day goes on. 37 in Janesville this morning, 38 for Monroe. Lone Rock at 39. It's 41, though, in Watertown. Let's focus in on the Madison Metro. We still have all those temperatures really hanging out into those middle 30s. 36 for Mount Horeb, Stoughton at 36. It's also 34 in Wanakee this morning. Doppler track staying quiet as it will throughout today, but tonight I can't rule out a stray shower at least trying to pop up. The better chance, though, is really as we get into your Thursday. This is noon. Still seeing the sunshine out there. The clouds starting to filter in as temperatures are right around 50. This is 3 o'clock. At this point, now that the clocks are back an hour, 3 is where you often see your afternoon high instead of 4, but temperatures will be right around 53 or so. Then we start to see the clouds really increase after the sun goes down tonight. Hey, there we go, your spotty shower during the overnight hours. Tomorrow's mostly cloudy. Temperatures top out right around 65. The next day is even warmer for us. Strong winds out of the south. Yes, you'll see some raindrops, and we'll see those highs into the 70s. But it's tomorrow night. A strong cold front starts to work its way on through here. Look at how temperatures begin to drop. 65 in Janesville, 55 in Madison, 43 in Camp Douglas by 7:30 on Thursday. As a colder air starts to work its way in, I cannot rule out a snowflake or two on the backside of things. But the reality is this: we have some colder air that is set to crash in here by the weekend and into parts of next week. This will almost certainly send those temperatures well below average as we start to move towards the middle of November. The entire lower 48 looking at below normal temperatures. The only place where temperatures will be above normal is the state of Alaska. So 70 on Thursday, 35 by Friday, 32. That's your forecast high on Sunday. I'm also just watching Wednesday right now. Got a chance of flurries right now, but I'm going to watch Wednesday.
Chance of flurries?
On Wednesday at the moment.
But it's going to be 70 on Thursday.
He's talking about next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Keep up, Chris.
It's election day. He's trying.
Got a lot going on this morning. Got a lot going on this morning. Quite the roller coaster. Chris Reese bringing us that first warn. We appreciate it. To our other top headlines this morning. Leaders from around the world are gathering in Egypt for a global climate summit.
They're there to tell their own stories of devastation, like Pakistan, which suffered its worst flooding in recent history. Europe witnessed one of its driest, hottest summers this year. In the U.S., where more than half of the country is experiencing drought. Activists say they're fighting for the survival of future generations.
Young demographic, the biggest demographic on Earth. We are 1.4 billion, but we are also the most affected and we're disproportionately impacted.
Leaders from two of the largest climate polluters, India and China, are skipping this year's summit. The two countries did send minor delegations, though. Meanwhile, President Biden will wait until after the midterms to head to Egypt.
Here in Madison, Lake Monona's waterfront may be on its way to a makeover. Teams competing in the Lake Monona Waterfront Design Challenge are sharing their visions for the waterfront. Their goal here to make the lake more accessible, improve water quality, and preserve the lake's history from the Ho-Chunk Nation all the way to Frank Lloyd Wright's era. Changes would impact the waterfront from Olin Park to Law Park. This is right around the Near East Side. Ideas range from boardwalks and beaches to bridges, but all of them focus on creating a path to the water.
It's going to be really interesting to see, the results of a design contest like this, which is really a new thing for the city.
The city of Madison also in the planning stages of the John Nolan Drive reconstruction project. A lot of stuff happening downtown. That's expected to start in 2026. The teams will present their final designs on the waterfront in January. After that, the public can give their feedback before a committee makes a final recommendation to the city council.
Believe it or not, Badger football could still win the Big Ten West. In order for that to happen, two things have to happen. Illinois has to lose two of its next three games, and the second is the Badgers have to win out. The final three are big games, not just because they're coming up on the schedule, but UW closing out the year with 3 straight trophy games, starting with a trip down to Iowa City for the Battle of the Bowl. Kicking off in Iowa, that is set for 2:30 on Saturday, and don't forget to tune into this week's Badger Blueprint. Zach Hanley and Jim Polzine will talk about the big win over Maryland, plus the epic rivalry with the Hawkeyes. Badger Blueprint airs Wednesday nights during News 3 Now at 10.
All right, cover your ears, Packers fans, because the pain just keeps piling on. After that 5th straight loss, the Packers now lose their star Rashawn Gary for the year with a torn ACL. Gary left the game early in the second half. He had to be carted off to the locker room. Not looking too pleased there. The Packers have not officially released a statement or an update on his injury, but things did not sound positive during Matt LaFleur's presser. Gary not the only one expecting to miss time either. Romeo Doubs had an ankle sprain, could miss over a month of action, and Christian Watson also questionable now. That means the Packers could be without both rookies against the Cowboys on Sunday at Lambeau. Mike McCarthy making his return that day too.
Yeah, don't want to talk about it.
No.
All right, still coming up, we are just getting started with our Election 2022 coverage.
It is 6:21. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Shopco Optical.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
My name's Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
Did you know Tim Michaels pledged to rig future elections?
Republicans will never lose another election in Wisconsin after I'm elected governor.
He'll try to overthrow the will of the people. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Save 11% on items you need at Menards. Power your electronic devices with Energizer Max batteries. Pick up a 24-pack of AA or AAA batteries for just $14.99 after 11% off. Attract a wide variety of birds to your yard with Enchanted Garden Bird Food. We carry a great selection of high-quality blends to ensure only the best for your backyard friends. Get 11% off all Enchanted Garden Bird Food now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I see your hard work, everything you do to try to make it, but people continue to be left behind. I'm running for Senate to put more money in your pocket. Ron Johnson's had 12 years to make things better, but costs are still rising, and all he's managed to do is write a tax cut for himself. I believe better is possible. I believe hard work can pay off, and I'll never stop fighting until it does. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
DePaco Credit Union members are better together because together members share thank yous, a DePaco-only perk that thanks members in cash. And because you're not just a member, you're also an owner, everyone benefits. How will this year's nearly $3.7 million in thank yous benefit you and your community? Since 2016, DePaco members have shared nearly $24.4 million. We truly are better together. Join the movement where your member ownership pays. Visit your nearest DePaco branch or join online at depaco.com.
The upcoming holidays are hectic enough without having to worry about appliances breaking down. Family-owned Brothers Maine is having a Veterans Day sale featuring kitchen and laundry deals on GE appliances. The lowest prices guaranteed. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
Tim Michael's company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment. Women said they were groped and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Those who spoke out were fired. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
Welcome back. Kevin Charles Grunberg bringing the, I don't want to say heat because it was probably a cool morning, but a stunning fall picture.
It's bringing the colors.
Bringing the colors. There we go.
Yeah, very nice. This must have been taken a while ago because there's still a lot of leaves on the trees.
I know, and there's like nothing left now.
You know,
we definitely made that transition.
Yeah. Yep. You know, I'm partial to Wisconsin, but this does remind me of the North Shore. We took a little vacation to check out the North Shore of Minnesota a couple of weeks ago, and this is the drive. It's just stunning and colorful and beautiful.
Thank you so much for sharing the photo with us, Kevin. You can share your morning. Just use the hashtag MyNews3Morning when you post on social media.
6:25. Let's turn over to Chris Reese with your Election Day first warn weather.
Yeah, real quick, we've got the bus stop forecast for you as well, which is still Election Day.
Yeah.
So, is anyone going to school? Did they close schools here? No.
I'm going to school to vote today.
He is.
That
My
is
polling
true.
Location is at a school.
That is true. I just know growing up, like, there was no school on Election Day, but I can't remember if they do that here or not.
They do not.
But that being said, 37 headed to school, 52 headed home. We're going to see those clouds on the increase as the day does go on. Temperatures in the 30s headed out the door right now.
All right. Hey, this one of those days where my kiddos might still be wearing their jackets whenever I pick them up.
I think so, yeah.
They might be.
Thanks, Chris. Stick around. We have some analysis and context of midterms 2022 when we come back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Select Campbell's Soup, only 99 cents. Hy-Vee Midwest Pork Loin Chops, only 77 cents each. And Hy-Vee Cottage Cheese, only 77 cents. Scan the code, get deals, only at Hy-Vee.
Here at Precision, we are veteran owned, and we take pride in servicing not only our community, but serving our country as well. No job is too big and no job is too small. Here at Precision, we'll fix them all.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Breaking news in Dallas, Texas, where at least 5 police officers were killed when they were ambushed.
This was the deadliest day for U.S. law enforcement since 9/11.
Just days after this horrific crime, Mandela Barnes appeared on Vladimir Putin's propaganda news outlet and rationalized violence against American police officers.
Police officers are over-exercising their badges. This probably was a retaliatory attack.
Do you want Mandela Barnes representing you in the Senate?
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
So with a Planet Fitness Black Card, I'll get a post-workout glow like that guy?
Everybody knows that you need to glow, to glow, to grow.
And I get a free Amazon Halo to track my fitness and sleep.
Because when you got the glow, there is no stopping what you want to do. Oh.
And I can bring a friend.
It's a way of life.
Okay, sign me up.
Get the PF Black Card for zero enrollment, $24.99 a month, and get a free Amazon Halo View. Ends November 15th. It's glow time.
Our craftsmen begin each day perfectly seasoning our Hillshire Farm smoked sausage so that you can end each day crafting a perfectly delicious dinner. Hillshire Farm, made right on the farm.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers. And the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. Reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place. I'm excited to tell you about our new Wild Theory CBD products that will get you high fives from everyone you know. Wild Theory's new groundbreaking formula has higher levels of the good stuff, and it packs surprising results. Is it legal in Wisconsin? Of course. Is it potent? You bet. Will you love it? I'm sure of it. Stop by one of our Madison locations or visit findyourhealthyplace.com, type in high five, and our website will hook you up.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Hy-Vee frozen vegetables, only 77 cents. Extra laundry detergent, only 99 cents. And Granny Smith apples, only 68 cents a pound. Scan the code, get deals. Only at Hy-Vee.
Right now, we are 30 minutes away from polls opening across the state of Wisconsin. We are live with the Dane County Clerk in just a moment.
Governor Evers' vetoes are getting overridden, and there's nothing he can do to stop it.
Analysis ahead of the outcome. What could happen to Wisconsin law depending on who wins the governor's seat?
The biggest race in Wisconsin is the race for governor. We'll have the last-minute messages from the candidates. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchide. Today is the day the midterms are here, and we have team coverage to make sure your voice is heard in election 2022.
So Josh is talking about traffic at the polls today. Shane's breaking down how to find your polling location. We're to start, though, with your first warn. Certified most accurate forecast. And Chris Reese, and how the weather is going to play factor today. Hey, Chris.
Hey, the weather really a good friend to you as you head out to the polls today. We've got a little bit of a chill to the air, but we are dry. No rain, no snow expected today, and temperatures will be even warmer than they were yesterday, topping out into the 50s for your highs later on this afternoon. Starting out at the polls, temperatures will be into the upper 30s. We'll be into the mid 40s by 10 o'clock, low 50s by 2 o'clock, and then towards the end of the vote, as you are right there at the end, as polls begin to close, a lot of those temperatures will come right back down into the mid 40s for us. But still, we are staying dry today, and I still have that roller coaster ride in the forecast. We'll break that down in more detail.
Quite a ride. All right, thanks, Chris. 29 minutes until polls across the state open up.
Josh Breider live in downtown Madison with what you need to know if you're headed to vote. Good morning, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning. We made it to Election Day. That's right, under 30 minutes from now. Polls will be opening across the state of Wisconsin. Plenty of time to still vote in person today. So we're talking about those last-minute tips and advice here. This morning we've got the Dane County Clerk, Scott McDonald, up early with us. Scott, we made it. We made it here.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful day.
This is going to be a great day to get out to vote. And, you know, we want to start off talking about the voter turnout. You know, what are you seeing here in Dane County right now?
It's up about 5% early voting from 4 years ago. So, and that includes the growth we have, because, you know, we add like 8,000 people a year. Just look around all these cranes. But so vote's up now, and I think it's up across the state.
How are absentees going so far?
So far, it's strong. It's good. Like I said, we have about 23,000 more votes than we did 4 years ago. So, but, you know, down from a presidential year, which is normal. So it won't take quite as long to process them on today as it would on a presidential.
So we want to talk a little bit about poll worker safety. I know we've seen a lot of national news stories about threats to poll workers across the country. You know, what are we seeing here, and how are you ensuring that we're staying safe?
Yeah, we haven't seen any threats to poll workers in Wisconsin like they've seen out west and other places, so that's a good thing. We've been worried about maybe disruptions in the polling place, people bringing in cameras, things like that. That's illegal. No one should do that. But we had a surge of election poll watchers in August, and there wasn't really a problem. So I'm hopeful that it'll be okay. We have done a lot of training with poll workers on de-escalation, on active shooters, because that's a problem anywhere anyone gets together, schools or wherever it might be. So we've done additional training. We've talked to law enforcement about how to handle those situations and what the law is. Sometimes it can be confusing. Someone can sound convincing when they're just making stuff up. So I feel like we're pretty prepared for today.
That's good to know. So any last-minute advice you have for folks as they're heading out today?
Yeah, I would just say, you know, middle of the day, it should be very fast to vote. In general, it won't take very long to vote. So don't don't think it's going to take a long time. You can get in and out. If you get in line by 8 o'clock and there's a little bit of a line, you can still vote. So even if it's last minute and you think, oh, I can vote, go ahead and do that. You should do that. Bring an ID, like a Wisconsin driver's license. You're going to need that. But it doesn't have to have your correct address. So if you need to register at the polls, which you can do in Wisconsin, you can use a utility bill, a bank statement. The ID is just to prove who you are, not your address.
Very good. We know you have a very busy day, so we appreciate you waking up extra early for us.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks so much, Scott. As always, you can learn more up on channel3000.com. Guys, we're going to be out here throughout the morning bringing you live updates from right here on MLK Junior Boulevard. Back to you.
Josh Breider reporting for us this morning. Thank you, Josh. News 3 Now continues to make it as easy as possible for you to get out to the polls today.
That starts with where you vote. Shane Hogan has more on the resources that we're offering to help you out. Hey there, Shane.
Hey, Chris. Everything you need to know is right here on channel3000.com. That's where you will find our complete voter information guide, including all of the different polling locations here in Madison. So you're going to find the tab, how to find your polling place. That's where you will find a link down here, if you scroll down just a little bit, to the myvote.wi.gov link to take you to this screen. All you have to do is to put in your address. You plug it in, the location of your polling place will come right up. And if you live in the city of Madison, same thing. You can use their website. Again, all you have to do is plug in your address and the polling location will come up for you. Now, this is important to do before you even step out the door today, because your polling place might have changed since the last time you voted, even as recently as the 2020 presidential election. So the last thing you want to have happen today is to show up to the wrong place and have to be told you have to go somewhere else. So we want to make sure you get ahead of that by finding your polling location before you even leave today. So keep it here on News 3 Now all morning long. We're breaking down the tools for you on this election day.
I did this yesterday. Took just a matter of seconds. It was so easy, and now I have some peace of mind today, knowing that when I go to the polls, it's the right place.
Easy, right? User-friendly, super easy to do. So do that while you're sitting here watching us this morning.
Great resource. Shane Hogan, thank you very much.
Continuing our campaign coverage now, we are looking ahead to the possibility for a GOP supermajority in the state.
If Republicans win enough races, they could boost their current majority in the legislature to be able to override a governor's veto. That threshold, 2/3 or 66 assembly seats. Republicans currently hold 60. If it happens, though, it could mean big changes to Wisconsin law.
I think we would see vast changes to election law and any number of things in the state. I think it could really rewrite the state's history.
It's a hard bar to meet, however. The experts we talked to say Republicans would have to win a number of purple districts, plus at least one Democratic district to achieve that supermajority.
Second to last day on the campaign trail, both gubernatorial candidates essentially scrambling appeal to voters. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers in Milwaukee canvassing at an event. There he criticized Republican opponent Tim Michels for being a climate change denier and a Trump supporter.
He is somebody, especially around the issues of abortion, especially about our public schools, where he has indicated he would reduce funding by 40% to our public schools. We may as well lock the doors on those schools.
Meantime, Tim Michels was campaigning in De Pere. There he discussed a variety of subjects, including inflation, crime, and education, saying that people are looking for change.
They're frustrated about inflation being up. They're frustrated about crime being up. They're frustrated about education test scores being down. And they're frustrated about their 401k values being down. I'm going to provide bold leadership that's going to make life better for future generations to come here in Wisconsin.
In the last Marquette Law School poll among likely voters, Governor Tony Evers and challenger Michels had 48% apiece. They were 1 point separated about a month ago, with Evers with the advantage.
Our campaign 2022 coverage continues. Coming up in the next minutes, we'll ask our political science expert, Professor Mike Wagner, about the 3 storylines he'll be watching tonight. His predictions plus analysis on what a win for either side would mean for Wisconsin. That's right after the break.
6:37 as we take a live look out on the roads this morning. Look at that. If you want to head out now, it might not be a bad time. We're going to get an update on that traffic and in your weather. We have some Madison temperature records that are in jeopardy.
I've been warning them, plan for recounts. The polls are so close right now, just plan for it.
And how the rules in Wisconsin work when it comes to recounts this election cycle. Keep it right here. We'll be right back.
At Associated Physicians, do you know how much we offer all under one roof? It's a lot. From OBGYN, peds, and internal medicine to lab, x-ray, behavioral health, and more. Associated Physicians, 233-9746.
With special pricing and special financing, you'll love your new floor. I'm Brent Ziegler with H&R Carpets and Flooring. Our interior design staff and craftsman installers make it beautiful at H&R Carpets and Flooring in Wanakee.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday! Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $10.99, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
If you overdraw your account, Wells Fargo gives you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with a grace period? Like accidentally parking where you shouldn't.
Hey, what about this one? Nah, that one gets an extra day. Somebody got lucky.
Like having an extra day grace period? When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
How to holiday the Bob's way. I know that look, Mr. Gnome. You're worried about getting your home holiday ready. Hosting can be stressful, but not with Bob's Discount Furniture. Get incredible values on festive decor, rugs, lighting, and furniture, like accent chairs and recliners for as low as $2.99, or complete dining sets for as low as $5.99, with thousands of in-stock items ready to ship, plus gift cards if you want to get a jump on holiday gift giving. Wow, thanks, Mr. Gnome. I wonder what it could be. Holiday the Bob's way.
A 12-year-old girl can't legally drive a car. At 12, she can't even vote. But if this little girl were tragically raped or a victim of incest and became pregnant, radical Tim Michaels would force her to deliver the baby. He said it's, quote, not unreasonable for the state government to mandate rape victims to give birth. Would it be unreasonable if he were forcing this on you? Let him know on Election Day.
At Associated Physicians, do you know how much we offer all under one roof? It's a lot. From OBGYN, peds, and internal medicine to lab, x-ray, behavioral health, and more. Associated Physicians, 233-9746.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team gets results.
We're taking action for you.
Nearly 700 cases closed, more than $500,000 recovered, and we're not finished yet. When you need help, call for action only on News 3 Now. News 3 Now, Clinky Cleaners, the Community Action Coalition, and Magic 98 are grateful for your donations to this year's Coats for Kids campaign. Your generosity brought over 4,000 coats to local families in need. We thank you for your support. You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. More expert analysis of what exactly is at stake this election day.
Professor Michael Wagner with UW-Madison School of Journalism and Mass Communication back with us this morning. Mike, this kind of feels like 2010. After Republicans won in 2008, Barack Obama elected president, we saw that red wave in 2010 in the midterms, people wanting a shift, people wanting change. There was that Tea Party movement, but is there any comparison to what could happen today compared to 2010?
I think we'll see less of a dramatic change. So the fundamentals, the president's approval rating, which is fairly low, the state of the economy, which is not that strong, would portend a huge night for the Republicans. But how partisan we've become, plus the abortion decision, have given Democrats some opportunity to push back. The Democrats could have a historically successful day and still lose the House.
Yeah, that's something.
I want to talk a little bit about the Senate race. We haven't touched on that this morning. Ron Johnson, the incumbent here, Mandela Barnes trying to unseat him. You know, we've seen those poll numbers flip back and forth. What do you think the likely outcome is there?
I think it's going to be very close. I would say Senator Johnson probably has a very slight advantage, but turnout in Milwaukee, split ticket voting in the West could be things that would help Lieutenant Governor Barnes.
I have to follow up that split ticket thing. You really think will make the difference, because you also thought Governor Evers might squeak out a win over Tim Michaels, and those are both statewide races.
They're both statewide races. Evers is fairly popular, but the Democrats haven't had a two-term governor in a very long time. So, again, it'll be very close in Wisconsin.
Interesting.
Yeah. Again, talking about accepting results tomorrow, is Johnson giving you any indication if things don't go his way that he may not concede?
It seems from what he said that may be something we face. It could be that It could be that Lieutenant Governor Barnes wins, and it could be that Senator Johnson would not, at least immediately, accept those results. These are things we should be very nervous about in terms of people who care about democracy. Wisconsin has a strong record of conducting free and fair elections. There's nothing that we've seen that makes it look like there'll be anything different on Election Day. And so once we finish the counting, which probably won't happen today, candidates need to accept the results.
A reminder, you can't start counting absentee ballots in the state of Wisconsin until the day of the election. So poll workers have a lot of work ahead of them.
They do, and in some places they do it all in one centralized location, which makes it take even longer, which is why we see these kind of late night, early morning
Milwaukee,
ballot
right?
dumps. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the classic example, and it's the place where there's the most Democratic votes.
Exactly.
And so conspiracy theorists will look to that as a see, I told you so, when in fact it's something we're expecting to happen based upon past performance.
Yeah, we'll have some new headlines to talk about tomorrow morning.
Certainly.
We will for sure. Mike Wagner, appreciate your time this morning. We'll see you tomorrow. Keep it right here on News 3 Now and over on channel3000.com today for those real-time updates from the polls and breaking results as soon as they start coming in. News 3 Now is your home for campaign 2022.
Just about 6:45 when polls open across Wisconsin. Chris Reese keeping an eye on your first warn weather. Should be smooth sailing into the polls today.
Yeah, should be smooth sailing overall. Temperatures a little bit chillier to start this morning, but we're going to warm up into the afternoon even more than where we warmed up yesterday. I'm expecting those high temperatures making it into the 50s. 30s for most of us right now. Watertown is at 40. The coldest spot, though, Boscobel down to 30. So we've got that 10-degree spread, but most of our temperatures are hanging out into the mid-30s or some upper 30s this morning. Across the Madison Metro, Waunakee and Sun Prairie, 35. 35 for Cottage Grove. Verona and Oregon also at 35. It's 36 for our friends in Rockdale, Mount Horeb, and Cross Plains. The airport coming in at 37 degrees at the moment. You'll notice those winds out of the east and northeast at about 5 miles per hour for us as the day goes on. This is Doppler track. Doppler track is all good and all clear for us right now. I'm going to zoom things out, though, because we do have a strong system starting to work its way in from the north and west. It is this system that becomes a big player of weather across the country. I mean, we are talking a blizzard and severe weather impacting parts of the upper Midwest over the next couple of days. Meanwhile, you got another tropical system that'll be making landfall in Florida, so an active weather period across the country. This is late tonight, early tomorrow morning. You'll see those raindrops mainly to the north and west. I cannot rule out a stray raindrop for us, but your better raindrop potential will be Thursday evening towards your Friday. And then as that colder air quickly pushes in here, I cannot rule out a flurry as things begin to wrap up. Some additional cloud cover and flurries will be possible Friday night and into parts of your Saturday as well. So again, planning today, cloud cover will be on the increase. By lunchtime, temperatures are at 50. We'll top out into the lower 50s overall. By the time the polls close at 8 o'clock, we're back down into the 40s. So still a jacket, a hoodie, that might be useful if you're out waiting in line. But still, we stay dry. The bad weather stays away, and then we'll see those rain chances really begin to increase Wednesday night and into Thursday. But Wednesday itself, quite a mild day with those temperatures that I expect to top out right around 65. 70 on Thursday, then half of that as that colder air starts to crash in here by Friday. Saturday and Sunday, it will be a struggle to get above freezing. Overnight lows will be down into the teens.
Big changes coming here, Chris Reese.
Winter is here.
I'm glad it's not hitting on Election Day. No excuse not to get out to the polls today.
Yeah, it's a great weather day today.
All right, Chris with that first warn. Thank you. For most voters, casting your ballot marks the end of the election cycle, right? But for election officials, it's just the start. And with recounts, it could be a really busy fall. It's important to note Wisconsin does not have automatic recounts, even if the unofficial results are close. According to Wisconsin's recount manual, if the vote totals for two candidate contests are separated by 1% or less, the candidate trailing the leading candidate has the right to petition for a recount. If the vote totals are separated by 0.25% or less, the petitioning candidate doesn't have to pay for the recount.
A lot of times during the recount, we're explaining all the checks and balances that go through an election day and the checks and balances we do at the polls and at our recounts. And it's not just counting the ballots again, it's looking at all of the paperwork and reviewing all the inspector statements and all the rigorous pieces that we have in our system to make it work. So I think it's a good thing to go through and just show all the diligence in our jobs that we do.
That right there is Rock County Clerk Lisa Tollefson. She says if a recount takes place, she expects the process to be comparable to Rock County's 2016 presidential election recount. That took about 10 days of work total. It's 6:48 on your election day. Coming up in the morning sprint, the rules your boss has to follow when it comes to letting you off so you can vote today.
First, we want to say happy birthday to Wyatt and all the kiddos turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us. We'll be right back.
This portion of News 3 Now is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Warrens, Wisconsin.
Rest comfortably with brands you can trust at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Create a unique and stylish room with made-in-the-USA products from companies like Smith Brothers of Bern. Select from a wide variety of sofas at a great price.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
The garage door is America's new front door, so why not look at it in a whole new way? Let Precision's experienced designers come to you. Let us show you the difference a new Precision garage door can make.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Get ready for the rock and roll ride of your life with the final tour of Winter Dance Party, a tribute to Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper. Saturday, November 19th, presented by the Friends of the Performing Arts Center in Middleton. Tickets available online now.
Aren't you tired of the division and the anger? I know I sure am. Our country faces enormous challenges. I promise I'll do everything I can to help make things better, and I'll always tell you the truth. What continues to give me hope are the kind and decent people I meet all over Wisconsin. People who love America and are willing to work hard to unify and heal it. Please join us. I'm Ron Johnson, I approve this message, and I'm asking for your vote.
Don't miss the 33rd Annual Winter Art Fair off the Square, November 12th and 13th at the Monona Terrace Convention Center. Featuring over 100 Wisconsin exhibitors with a wonderful selection of ceramics, paintings, glass art, wood, jewelry, and much more. Place your bids at our silent auction Saturday only. Children will enjoy the Young Collectors Corner. Buy local for the holidays. The Winter Art Fair off the Square. Put it on your calendar today.
There's something new from Better Than Bouillon. Introducing the Culinary Collection. Exciting new flavors like sofrito for casseroles or adobo for fajitas, each adding a little something special to all your family favorites. But don't take our word for it. The Culinary Collection from Better Than Bouillon.
7-day-old tuna casserole.
How'd you know that?
Even my nose is strong. You need Hefty Ultra Strong. It has Arm & Hammer, continuous odor control. Hefty, Hefty, Hefty. Oh, and Toby needs a bath. Stay one step ahead of Stinky.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got freedom. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. Because your new Ford vehicle is just the start of a journey. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way. We've been building this country for 119 years, but we're just getting started.
Experience handcrafted and hand-finished furniture by genuine Amish craftsmen at Wanakee Furniture ETC, featuring hardwood made in the USA home furnishings by Simply Amish and other great brands you can trust.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Become a casino guru at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
6:52, time for the morning sprint.
We're taking action with team coverage to help you get to the polls and vote today. We start with Josh Breider downtown.
Good morning, guys. We are 9 minutes away from polls opening across the state of Wisconsin. 13 hours of time to be able to get to the polls today, so plenty of time to get out the vote. In Wisconsin, polls are open from 7 this morning all the way to 8 o'clock tonight. Elections officials say as long as you are in line by 8, you will get to vote. We will be live throughout CBS Mornings and later on channel3000.com with complete live coverage.
And we have an easy way for you to find your polling place. Just head over to channel3000.com/elections. You'll find an election polling tab. That's where you'll find a link that will take you to the My Vote page. And all you need to do is put in your address and it will show you exactly where you should head today to cast your vote.
Shane, thank you very much. Another reminder, you need to bring an ID with you to vote today. Some of those double as proof of residency if you need to register to vote as well. A couple options up on your screen include a Wisconsin driver's license, a U.S. passport, or a campus-issued ID card.
Some more helpful information for you. You do have the right to leave work to get your vote counted. Per state law, your employer is required to give you up to 3 hours to vote each election day. It doesn't matter what size or type of company you work for. For your part, you're supposed to let your boss know before election day if you plan to leave to vote. Your boss doesn't necessarily have to pay you for that missed time, but they can't penalize you in any other way.
You can find all this information, again, over on our voter information guide, a really great resource for you today. Find everything you need to know on channel3000.com/elections.
750,000 Wisconsinites have already voted. In blue-leaning Milwaukee County, almost 1 in 4 registered voters have cast their ballot. In red-leaning Waukesha County, the 3rd largest in the state, 27% of registered voters voted. And in battleground Kenosha County, about 1 in 5 registered voters had already cast their ballot.
Across the country today, Republicans are trying to ride a red wave to retake control in Congress. Democrats hope to buck the trends and maintain their majority. Former President Trump, meanwhile, says he'll be making a big announcement next week, waiting until after the midterm so he doesn't distract from those races. This after teasing a presidential run in campaign stops all this week.
A Wisconsin man has been charged in federal court with threatening Governor Tony Evers. According to unsealed affidavits, Michael A. Yeager from Windsor sent threatening emails to the governor October 27th. A Dane County detective says that he recognized Yeager's email because of other threat investigations that date back to 2010.
Up in Heartland, police have new information about a house fire in which 6 people were found dead by gunshot wounds last month. Officers say the woman, originally believed to be killed by her husband, along with her 4 children, actually died by suicide. Initially, investigators reported only the husband had a self-inflicted gunshot wound. They later found text messages between the couple relating to the case. Those messages have yet to be released. To the south, Florida bracing for yet another hurricane 2 months after Ian devastated the state. The National Weather Service says Storm Nicole is expected to hit the Bahamas tonight before making landfall on Florida's east coast Wednesday. Nicole is also expected to bring a dangerous storm surge as far north as Georgia.
Still waiting to see if you've got those lucky Powerball numbers from the nearly $2 billion jackpot. Well, the Lottery Association says one of the 48 participating lotteries did not submit their sales and play data prior to the drawing. They say that the official winning numbers will now come out sometime later today.
It's going to be a dry election day for you. Temperatures will be warmer than yesterday, warming up into the low 50s, maybe even some mid-50s for your highs this afternoon. Cloud covers of the increase this afternoon and evening. Look for mostly cloudy skies tonight. Lows will be into the upper 40s, right around 50. This sets the stage for a very warm tomorrow. Mostly cloudy skies, but we top out at 65, 70 on Thursday. But then the cold front comes through Thursday night, down to 34. That's our high on Friday. And then we'll start talking about teens for overnight lows and chances for flurries in the week to follow.
Ooh, giving us that first warn for some serious winter weather headed our way.
Getting colder out there.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All right, we'll have an update live from the polls here on Election Day 2022. They open up in just 3.5 minutes. Keep it here on News 3 Now all day, folks.